Well, my name is Rajala with Homes with Rachel, and I'm with EXP Realty Brokerage. And I help buyers and sellers find or sell the home that they need to, and work with them to get the results that they want and meet their goals.
Wonderful. I'd like to ask, what motivated you to start your real estate career in 2004, and how has your journey evolved over the years?
Okay, so it's been a while, and I started out prior to that, government contracting, some web development, design type things, and kind of got tired of sitting behind a desk. So I was looking around trying to figure out what to do. My mother had actually started in real estate later in her life.
Okay.
So she was at that time a real estate agent. And I looked at her and I was like, I'll never do that.
That's how it goes, doesn't it? That's always how it goes.
Just because, you just constantly get the phone. It's always, always on. And anyway, after a while, I was like not finding anything else that really struck me. So I was like, well, I'll try it. And 20 plus years later, here I am. And it's really worked well for me. It's been something that I started before I had kids, and raised my kids. I'm raising my kids still, but they're getting older now.
Yeah.
But I was able to be at home with them. I was able to, they've seen the inside of more houses than they would care to say, but to me, that was important.
Yeah.
So it allowed me that type of freedom. And throughout the years, I've been able to work harder in some instances and back off if I've needed to or whatever. But all in all, I've been full-time the entire time.
Nice.
And pretty,
Okay.
I'm happy with the results. Yes.
Love it. And can I ask how that transition went? Did you look for guidance from your mom since she was in it, or?
Yes, I actually started on the same at the same company. It was a different company at that time that I was under, and with her. So she was definitely my mentor through it.
Sweet.
We lived near each other anyway, so it was
It worked out.
No-brainer. It
Yeah.
worked out well.
I
Yes.
love that. And then, as a Northern Virginia native, how has your intimate knowledge of the local market benefited your clients?
Well, I was born and raised here, so for a short time, after I was born, my parents went to West Virginia for a while, so I came back here in 6th grade. But since then, for more or less, I've been here, and so obviously I know the area. I've gone to high school here and everything else. I just and raised my kids here.
Yeah.
They're going through the schools, so all my friends are here and family, lots of family.
And then what would you say the market is like? I know like inventory is low. Do you see that changing, or how do you manage that?
It is, yes. So it has been historically low for several years now. And we have seen a little pickup this spring, and some people are like, oh, everybody's moving out because of reasons.
Yes, yes.
I really don't. We usually see a pickup in the spring. And I think a lot of people, when the interest rates went up, they decided, those that were thinking maybe of selling decided perhaps they would hold on to their homes because they had such great rates. And at some point, people do need to move sometimes. So I think we're kind of seeing that too, like realizing, okay, rates are where they are for now, and we need to move forward with our lives.
Absolutely.
And so I think that kind of explains a lot of the uptick.
Yeah.
And it's still not huge. There's very low inventory.
But we'll just go in for the ride and see.
Yes, you never know.
Yeah.
There's no crystal ball here.
Nope. I'd like to ask, in your opinion, what are 3 main factors or key components that you think a real estate agent should have when they're helping their clients?
Right. Well, it's not about, I had a hard time initially feeling like I'm not a salesperson. So I didn't know how to overcome that. And then I realized, because I always felt sales, like if I was trying to look for business, I felt salesy about it. Then I realized how finding an authentic way to market yourself. Once I did that, it just kind of flowed. I'm not there to, yes, it's a way I make my money, but I'm helping people. Like it's a huge thing to
Mm-hmm.
buy or sell a house. Um, and I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. Work with a lot of sellers that are downsizing or retiring. So there's more involved
Yep.
than just packing up and moving too. So that really, and you asked for three things, I know, but
Yeah.
so really having understanding and knowledge and compassion, empathy, I guess, for what
Yes.
they're going through. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just a sale. It's homes are a big part of people's heart and lives, and a lot of times.
Yes.
So you have to realize that, and there's the old real estate agents wear many hats. So you are also their advisor and their psychiatrist and
Yes,
all
I've
the
heard that.
things.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think it's just getting to know someone, what their goals are, what they're looking for, because it's not just about some people. Maybe making the most money is not the most important. Maybe they just need to sell really fast, or maybe whatever. But you need to get to know what their situation is.
And their needs. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And then, what significant changes have you observed in the Northern Virginia real estate landscape since you began your career?
Mm. Oh, there's been lots of up and downs. And I came in right before, I came in 2004. And so, 2008, everything had
Oh, yes.
crashed. So it was an interesting time for sure. And that was, interestingly enough, 2008 was one of my better years, which
Okay.
was kind of just ironic. But so yeah, the changes. I mean, we had foreclosures, we had all the short sales, and then we entered a more normal market, and now it has switched to such a strong sellers market, and it's been like that for several years.
Yeah.
And until a whole influx of inventory comes up, I don't see that changing anytime
Yeah.
soon.
Well, thanks for that insight, I think. Hey, it's the truth. You're just giving us the facts.
Yeah.
Your business thrives on referrals.
Yes.
What strategies do you employ to build and maintain strong relationships with your clients?
Mm-hmm. So just getting to know people, taking the time to getting to know them and understanding, like I said, their wants and their needs. And just, you're not going to click with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I do get along with a lot of people. And, I, when you help someone and truly help them, and they know they are cared for,
Yeah.
I think it's just second nature to them to, give a referral or say, talk to their friends about you or whatever.
Look to you
Not
for
so
guidance.
much.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and that's another thing is I am there, and I have people all the time that, whether or not they even have been my clients, will come to me and, oh, do you know somebody that can help me with this? Or, I'm looking for a roofer. I'm doing this. So I have, over the years, just kind of tried to establish myself as the go-to for all things real
Yeah.
estate. And,
I'm sure people
so
appreciate that.
that's,
They're just like, hey, my friend Jamie needs some help. You helped me. Would you mind
right,
helping her?
right. Or yes, exactly. Or referrals for other things. I like to, because I have been in the area a long time. And of
Yeah.
course, I use lots of different services
Mm-hmm.
when getting houses.
Perfect. You're like a little directory for
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
To put it not
And I
so
kind of
crazy
no,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, no. That's what I try to do.
That's
Yeah.
great. And then, would you mind sharing a memorable client experience that highlights your commitment to personalized service?
Well, I think I could go back through a lot of different things, but just taking a recent one because it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
I recently helped a couple downsize, and they were moving out of their home that they'd been in for over 50 years. And that was a lot. They raised their kids there. They were moving into a smaller retirement type area. and they had so much.
Yeah, 50 years,
Yes,
right?
yes. They had they got, and they didn't know where to start. They're like, we need to, we're going to be out by this date, and what do we do? So I really talked them through, okay, let's get together what you want to keep and what, you might want to sell off or whatever. I have a wonderful crew that auctions things. So they come in and kind of organize everything. We got
Yeah.
the auction done. We got the house cleared out. We got, the services, the contractors in to do some
Yeah.
fixing up and everything. And all this time they were at their new place. And
Okay.
I was going to Home Depot and ordering the appliances and getting the light fixtures because they just weren't in a position to be doing that. And so just kind of, contracting it all out and doing all. So it's a lot more than taking some pictures and putting a sign in
Just moving
the
and
yard. Yeah.
being done.
Yeah.
I have to ask for something like that just because, you don't stop to realize, even for yourself, like you've lived in that house for 50 years. I'm sure that, is it an emotional?
It's very emotional. And that's
Yeah.
why I said yes, people have a hard time with it. They have a hard time parting with things. Some have a hard time changing things. Like that would be more marketable maybe to the, when you're putting it on the market and they're like, no, but I really like that green carpet or,
Gotta let it go. Yeah.
So yes, it's absolutely, that is a huge part of it. And you do have to be very aware. You don't want to come in and be like, okay, sign the contract, we'll get this on the market and blah, blah, blah. You need to help them through that process because it can be very emotional.
Yeah, I'm so glad that they have you, especially because you said you're at Home Depot and they were in no position. Like the fact that you care enough to like help them and offer assistance and get like the extra help so they don't have to worry about it. So while they're going to their other place that they're staying, I think that's very kind and thoughtful of you. And I'm sure that they appreciate that, because that transition time, I'm not even at that age yet, but I can't even imagine what it's like to like just have all your possessions and trying to decide how to, you always think you're going to have your stuff and I'll be in this house forever. It's okay. It's fine here.
And then you're moving from a big house down to this little box and you got to figure out what stays and what goes and you're not keeping. And it's a reminder for me too, like all these things that we hold on to all these years and accumulate, it's like those are just going in the trash after a little bit. It's sad, but
it's the reality of it, right? How do you leverage modern marketing tools and technology to showcase properties and connect with potential buyers?
Sure. So obviously, starting 20 years ago, the marketing has changed quite a bit. And I followed and kept up with the social media aspect of everything. Of course, it's so important when you're doing that, not to just have your Facebook page and post your for sale, which you can do, of course, but then you're reaching, your mother, brother, sister, and all those people. So you have to learn strategically and how to meet the algorithms and everything so that you are reaching a target audience too. So I have kept up with that field, putting ads behind things so that you're getting, and it's a great way. You spend very little to get thousands of views, where with print advertising, it's quite expensive and you're only reaching hundreds probably, or
you're driving around, taping, putting things on there.
You're doing all those things. So social media has been wonderful in that sense. But I still find it's very important. I do it all. That's why I say I'm old school and new.
That's
because
awesome.
You never know who is going to, just like I said, the people that I just helped, they were probably not on Facebook. I can guarantee you they weren't. But my mailers came through, or, and market updates and things like that. So I think it's very important to kind of keep a big, and I also am very, I like to focus on my neighborhood a lot in my area that I work in. And I work all over Northern Virginia and Maryland. But at the same time, of course, I like my area. I mean, who knows it better than somebody who's lived there 20 years
Exactly.
and 25. And so I do a lot of community events, things that are not real estate related, even
Mhm.
necessarily. And I partner up with my lender and settlement company and things like that to pictures in the park for families, or we are right near a pool, and we always do Friday happy hours, so I'll bring drinks for everyone, and I
Ooh.
have, color changing cups with my logo on it,
Okay.
which
Fancy.
I think pretty much every kid now has those in their house because they have to take them. But little things like that, just
Yeah.
to keep the community, stay in the
Yeah.
community, and different raffles and things like that too.
Love that. And
So yeah, just a full scale, really robust marketing.
yeah, no, that's important. And the cool swag never hurts, right? All the kiddos have it now.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like that you don't just to the marketing piece, that you don't just like, okay, this is outdated, I'm just gonna like leave that in the past. It's fine. Like you're not forgetting those target audience as well that still rely
Yes.
on that type. I love that you have both. You're not like, oh, the new technology, it's okay, I'm gonna stick to the old stuff. And you're not like, oh, the old technology, no, I'm just gonna stick to the new stuff. You use both and you cater to them, and I'm glad that you don't just stick to one.
Absolutely. Yes. And I also think now, especially with email, like it, who there's that's where our junk mail goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in our actual mailbox, what we're picking out is so much smaller than what it was many years ago. So you're getting noticed more in snail mail as opposed to like
Yeah.
electronically. So I think
Absolutely.
yeah,
I still
it's
look
kind
at
of made a
my
full.
advertisements and things that I've seen. Sometimes they have like cool coupons that aren't even online. So I'm just like, okay, let me go try them out.
Right.
I'm curious.
And it's fun to get mail. Everybody's like, "Oh, I never get any mail." So, yeah.
Exactly, right?
Um,
And then what role does social media play in your marketing strategy, and how has it impacted your business?
okay. So, kind of
What we
like I
touched on a little
said,
bit. Yeah.
but it has how has it impacted my business? I would say it definitely, like I said, it reaches masses. So I get more views on when people Google me or something. It comes up, and I have different topics that I talk on. I'm a probate specialist certified, so I have like some series on probate things,
Nice.
and I've had people reach out to me like, "Oh, I'm going through this. What do I need to do, or whatever?" Or, biggest views are like tips and tricks for your
Yep.
house.
Yep.
People love to see like just little
What they can do.
shortcuts
Yeah.
and things like that. But just putting different stuff out like they're like that, it just gets you obviously higher in all those rankings and the SEOs
And
and
this
stuff.
and
And
that.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Awesome. And then being a long term resident of Broyhill Crest, how do you engage with and contribute to your local community?
So, like I said, just doing events. My kids went to the elementary schools very close to our neighborhood. We walked there. Both my kids went through the elementary school there. Was in that elementary school. A lot of people thought I was an employee.
Oh
And
my
there's so
God.
much.
I don't work here. I just like it
But
here.
I was like PTO, president, and all sorts of roles there for years, almost like 9, 10 years. And
Oh,
so I would do a lot with that. And also, like I said, branching off, I do movie nights, usually twice a year, a lot of times, at least once a year, though, in our pool parking lot. We'll do the blow up movie and
dang, you go
have
all out.
popcorn and just invite the neighborhood and invite clients and whoever wants to show up, and it's not meant to, of course, but there's no spiel or anything for
Okay,
real
yeah.
estate with it. It's
Just
just
community connection, getting to know
exactly.
each other. Maybe somebody just moved in and it's a way to
Yeah.
get to know your neighbors.
And I also like highlighting local businesses a lot. So I'll do videos or interviews with them, and sometimes they'll do like a coupon or whatever to mail
Sweet.
out for them. But one of the local ice cream places that had opened, we had them come and do ice cream in the park for us and
Perfect.
stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Where can people watch these interviews and stuff? Is it all
Yeah,
on your
it's
website?
all on, well, so Homes with Rachel is my tagline. And I wasn't able to get that for Facebook. So it's Homes with Rachel
Darn it.
Rajala. But yes, if you go on, actually, Linktree/Homes with Rachel, that will give you everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank
So,
you. And then, what are some challenges you face in the real estate industry and how have you overcome them?
well, the industry is always changing, obviously, and consistency is really the answer to it.
Yeah.
You don't stop. You'll things will slow down or whatever, but if you are consistently marketing and prospecting, then there's always people. I don't care what the situation is. There are always people that are going to need to buy and sell.
Yep.
So when the going gets tough, a lot of people step back and take a break. And if you keep going, you're going to
Make
prevail
it
for
through.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And how do you stay up to date with the latest law changes, policies, or anything going on in the real estate world?
So my EXP is very good about keeping us updated on everything. So if there are changes in contracts, things like that, we get notified immediately. They have meetings on it and webinars or whatever. So we're always able to
Sweet. Staying on
keep
top of it.
up.
Yeah. All right. And what key advice would you offer to first-time home buyers navigating the Northern Virginia market?
Talk with a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Find somebody that is knowledgeable in the area and have a one-on-one with them before you do anything. And I know it's so hard for people now because they can look for the houses on their own. They can go to the open houses and they get excited. They're like, I'm going to buy a house. So they go out and they start looking. And maybe they'll start applying to loans or whatever, but they're not necessarily doing it in the right order.
Yep.
And really just have that sit down so that, oh, your credit just got pulled 5 times. You know what? And you're not going to use any of those lenders or whatever. Like, just have that conversation.
Yep.
So, it's always, there's a reason you hire specialists.
That's
for
right.
things. I've done my own taxes, and I always say there's a reason we have tax accountants.
Yeah.
So, there's somebody for, and especially with buyers, there is no, as a good buyer's agent is going to negotiate their commission so that the seller is covering that. So there's really, in essence, likely there doesn't have to be a charge to them either for having someone have their back and negotiate on their behalf and guide them through the process, because it's more than just saying, I want this house, let's write a contract.
Absolutely. You're so right about that. And it's so great to have someone who is honestly once you have that one-on-one with your real estate agent, you find the right one, that someone is looking out for you and has your best interests. Right?
Exactly.
So I love it. Is there anything that I have not touched on that perhaps you would like to share with our listeners, whether it's in regards to your industry, your business, yourself?
I think we've covered a lot. I actually, though, with my years in the business, I have changed over time. Obviously, you learn things, what not to do, what to do, and now for the past several years, like I said, I've been marketing very intentionally and authentically. So I'm not feeling like I'm out there. I have fun doing these events and stuff. I love parties, and so I make it a fun thing, and I love doing that and connecting with people.
Yeah.
So I think that is so important. I wish I'd kind of picked up on that a lot earlier in my career. So I actually am working now to offering coaching for people that want to kind of learn how to market authentically to a certain niche or neighborhood. So I'm kind of taking that as a little bit of a side thing too.
Okay, that's awesome.
Just to help agents.
Yeah, I think that's great, especially with your experience and everything. I think that they would benefit through that so much. Like, the odds and ends now. So.
And I have coaches, coaching is a great thing through lots of things in life. So you can always learn from each other.
Yeah.
So yes, I just thought that was something that I wanted to
Yeah, and
pass on and share.
plug that info there for coaching. If anybody wants to work with you or have
Yeah.
coaching sessions with you, where can that be found?
Absolutely. So I am. It can be just email me right now at rachel@homeswithrachel.com. And like I said, I'm kind of getting it off right now, so I don't have the whole platform
That's
set
okay.
up. But I'm also, the fact that I am getting it started, I am offering a few free sessions
You
completely.
heard that, guys.
And I want to just to kind of hone the whole package.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone's interested and would like to reach out, then
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hit up Rachel. All right, my final question. I promise. I know you're like,
No.
you're probably like, Mike, keep them coming. Do you have a quote or a saying that has inspired you in any way, or maybe somebody told you something that resonated? Would you like to share that with us?
Oh gosh, you got me on the spot here. But I will say my tagline for my business is turning dreams into reality. And that kind of it does resonate with me because that's what I hope I'm doing. That's my goal, is people have their goals and ideas on real estate, and whether it's big house, small house, investment, whatever it is, it's a
Yeah.
dream.
Absolutely.
And I want to make it happen for them.
Beautiful. Well said. Thank you so
you.
much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate
Thank
you sharing
you.
your insight and everything with us.
I appreciate it. It
You're
was
so
very
welcome.
nice to.
Of course.